So, yeah.
Yes. What kind of cat? So Neo is and I'm sorry to hear about Beavis, by the way.
Yeah, that's why I couldn't
Horrible.
be on your show the last time.
Oh,
I know,
is
it's
that it?
okay. No, I don't
What
blame you at
happened?
all. Yeah, he passed away.
Beavis, I had to, do the worst.
Oh,
I did not want to make, that was the hardest choice I ever had to make.
it was a cat.
Yeah, it was Anthony's cat.
Oh,
That was the
God.
hardest, and he
Oh, my
wasn't down
God.
here yet. It
Oh,
was so, because he was recovering from his major surgery. It was just
yeah.
like,
Yeah.
it was one of those like, what do I do? Like, I
Yeah.
know what I have to do, but I'm alone doing this, and I don't want to bother him, but I gotta tell him, and it
Oh,
was
that's
just the whole
awful.
thing. So
Yeah.
Oh.
he's back there. That's him. He's right there. He's right there.
Oh.
Aw.
Does Neo, your cat's name is Neo?
Yeah.
Does she, is it he?
He.
Does he miss Beavis?
I think sometimes he does, but then there's like he's a real whore for attention. So
Okay,
he's
right.
liking the little bit of extra. So, but he's
Oh.
also a little more needy because he doesn't have his little play outlet anymore.
Right,
But
right.
Beavis was really you could tell something was wrong at the time because he just didn't want anything bothering him. When like you have a stomach ache or you're not feeling well and someone tries to fuck with you, you're just irritable.
Yeah.
That's kind of what it was. And he was sick. We took him to the cardiologist and we saw like the depths of and the extent of what was really going on with him. And, cats aren't like dogs too in that respect, where cats will just keep going on about nothing bother them. They're doing their thing. They may do a few weird things. Like Beavis was a lot hiding under the bed a little more. I don't know so much hiding, like resting. He prefers having something over him. Whereas like dogs will whimper, they'll puke randomly, they'll just or they won't eat. Like, I mean, cats do that too, but yeah, it was
they mostly take care of themselves.
Yeah.
They do.
And then you're going through all that. Well, and speaking of cardiologist, how's Anthony's health? He looks amazing. So
whole new extra energy, positivity, like it's great. Like I said, like we got I worked out today, and then him and I went out to lunch, and it was just nice. Like we didn't do that. Like we go out to dinner, but we didn't really do day stuff. Because he was just so like the anxiety that it gave him and stuff, and so it's just kind of just like uplifted so much stress and anxiety and just weight that it gave him. So
he's a whole new man. Look at him.
Really
he looks
is
incredible. Yeah,
I'm so happy for him.
Mom.
Good.
So Anthony had it's a quadruple bypass.
Yeah, as they call it, a cabbage in the hospital.
Really?
A cabbage.
Yeah, that's what they. Every time I've been in the hospital with them for whatever, they're like,
oh yeah, this Anthony, he had a cabbage. What?
Yeah. Okay.
Wow. How did it come about? I mean, he just wasn't feeling well, and
yeah, like he had called me, and that's when something's wrong. Like I can't get Anthony on the phone. That's why that whole like Stutcho thing, when Stutcho said Anthony called me, it's like, no, he fucking didn't. No, he didn't. I know he didn't. Like it's impossible to get that man on the phone. It is really hard to get him on the phone. It better be a good reason. He'll usually pick up when I call, because like it's usually like, hey, I'm in the middle of something. I need this answer.
Yeah.
But with him, yeah, he had called me. And I was like, it just didn't feel right. I was like, hey, and he's like, hey, so I kind of like don't really feel good, and I called an ambulance, and I'm going to the hospital. And I was like,
holy cow.
Okay. Okay.
It was I believe it was the night we actually it was the day we got engaged, but then we went to Chrissy had a show, and he did a spot on that same show. I believe it was that day, or maybe
it was a Wednesday.
It was a Wednesday
morning, Wednesday afternoon. He was
we had seen him, and I did. Maybe it's just now that I know, but he did seem sort of a bit tired, maybe a little bit off.
Yeah.
And
he would send me photos.
Yeah.
Him and Gavin, and like there was something off about him, and like the person you love, just when something's off. And I've been with Ant for 10 years. Like I know when something is like, I just know your person,
right? Yeah.
And I would see these photos. I was like, hey, are you okay? Like I'm not trying to like shit on you, because you'd be like, oh, like.
Right.
Guys get like that when girls are like, hey, like something is just off.
I'm fine. Stiff
I'm
upper
good.
lip.
It's
Yeah.
good. Yeah. And you're just like, something's wrong. Like, you're just like, I'm not trying to worry you or badger you. I just like, I can just tell something's not right, and I'm just like worried. Plus, I'm like living a couple 400 miles away from you.
Right.
Like, so, he actually, I think it's more. I don't know.
Probably about 800.
Yeah, 800 is yeah.
Yeah.
Takes 2K. It takes a gas to get there. So yeah, when he did that, I was like, okay. So I kind of was like, in like those 18 hours, 24 hours, I was like, I gotta get on a flight, go see him. And I asked him, I was like, do you want me there or after? I don't want to like stress you out. Like, this is a very like internal thing, but I'm here for you. And he said, no, come up. And so yeah, it was crazy. I stayed in the hospital with him for 10 days, and it was but he was good through it. It was scary. I mean,
I remember, and
how old is Anthony? I'm sorry.
Sorry, what?
How old is he?
62.
62. That's young.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he I mean, the first thing that came out of his mouth when which it was a scary sight to see. You don't expect to see what you see. Like, you want to be strong. Like, I refused to show any emotion during that. I was more like, hey, like a soldier kind of thing. What do you need? I got you.
Yeah.
And whatever. It was very protective, and I didn't want to add or remove anything. Remove pain, but I know I can't do that. But it's like whatever I can do. And you see all those like tubes like right after. Like they so when they told us they can go up, I thought he'd be like in a gown and kind of like lucid. No.
You're like,
No.
he's connected to 1,000 different things.
Yeah, there. You see blood. You see it was scary, and you're just like, okay.
Which that's
like I
you're
don't
freaked out.
it was like I wasn't freaked out. It was like this really like numb kind of response. Like, okay, this is reality. This is what we're dealing with. Okay.
Wow.
Whatever. Like, it was so interesting. But the first thing that came out of his mouth when he finally could speak, because it's really hard to talk after you have a trach in your throat, and he had an 8.5-hour surgery. So he just goes, holy moly. And I was just like, okay, he's good. I was like, okay. I know he's all right.
Okay, there he is.
There he is. Yeah.
Okay. Holy moly.
Holy moly. So it was pretty funny. And
Oh God.
yeah, so I'll always remember that.
No, thank God. Yeah, thank God he had the wherewithal to be like, I'm not feeling quite well.
Yeah.
It
He
could have
called
been
an ambulance. That's unbelievable.
Yeah, he did it, and because he was not, he just felt a little funny, and he went to Beth Page, and then they did tests, and then they like saw what was going on. They're like, yeah, we're transferring you to NYU. Like, you got a bigger problem than we can handle. And then that's when they kind of, so if anything, he got ahead of the problem, like, in a way, like the danger that could have been on the horizon had he not,
had he not paid attention and just let it go.
He's a smart man to do that, because some people would be like, like the man
Tough
thing,
it
like,
out.
oh, I'm fine.
Right.
All of a sudden you just drop down fucking dead. I mean, it could have happened that way, but I mean, the man looks, it's a breath of fresh air. Look at him.
Totally.
So whole new complete like energy about him. He looks like he lost a bunch of weight. He looks like,
and it's like in the beginning he lost a lot. That kind of made him look a little like too skinny. That made me a little nervous, but it kind of was a good thing. It was almost like a water weight drop, like a flushing out
toxins and things.
Yeah. So now he's like a good like healthy flush. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like blushing. Color.
He's got good color. He's got good
color. He doesn't look
color.
gray. He doesn't have the skin tone of John Melendez. Actually,